Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 13th October 2024. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before generation of these reports, all of you please understand we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. So at our channel homepage, you click on the tab Posts. Some of you might be seeing the tab Community. So click on the tab, then you get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that will take you to all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into the playlist Supply Demand Zone Price Action course. Here you have all the training lessons are available. So you just need to scroll down to the bottom of the page to access the first lesson. Here starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are available in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one and strengthen your skills related to supply demand zone price action. I have also provided the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. So from the video description, find the Telegram link and please join at our Telegram channel. It will be useful to you. Each time when we release a new YouTube video or any other very important updates, we will be providing at our Telegram channel. Okay, now let's get into the report generation with the help of NeoStock Software Supply Demand Zone Top-Down Analysis Strategy Builder. You know that this is the most advanced strategy builder. It helps us to generate different reports having high probability zones that provides good success rate. But we are generating some stocks near demand and supply zones so that you can do on your own analysis. So starting from half yearly time frame, let us find the stocks near half yearly demand zone. Only one stock is filtered near to the half yearly demand zone. So I'm giving you only few seconds time to watch the report. After that I will proceed with the next report. So that you need to pause the video. You need to study all the columns. You can also draw the zones in the charts by taking leg in, leg out timestamps and base candle count. After that you can further proceed. In case if you doesn't understand how to study this report, I already explained in lesson 21.1, that is part 1 of lesson 21. In that video I have explained each and every column in detail, their values, their abbreviations, even how we can draw a chart, how we can draw a zone in trading view by taking this leg in, leg out and base candle count and these leg in, leg out timestamps. So please go through that video. Okay, now let me proceed with next reports. For half yearly time frame, let us find the stocks near half yearly supply zone. One stock is filtered. Next time frame is quarterly. Let us find the stocks near quarterly demand zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Next, for quarterly time frame, let us find the stocks near quarterly supply zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is monthly. Let us find the stocks near monthly demand zone. 3 stocks are filtered. So next, for monthly time frame, let's find the stocks near monthly supply zone. Again 3 stocks are filtered near to the monthly supply zone. Next time frame is weekly. Let us find the stocks near weekly demand zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Next, for weekly time frame, let's find the stocks near weekly supply zone. 8 stocks are filtered near to the weekly supply zone. Next time frame is daily. Entry time frame daily. Let us find the stocks near daily demand zone. 6 stocks are filtered near to the daily demand zone. Let us identify any high liquidity zones from this list. we don't have any valid daily high liquidity demand zones. High liquidity means high priority, high liquidity demand zones. Always you should remember. Because for our HLQ zone strategy that you learned in lesson 21.3, we have to use only daily and 75 minutes high priority, high liquidity zones. We should not forget that point. Okay, next for daily time frame, let us find the stocks near daily supply zone. 9 stocks are filtered. Let us identify high liquidity zones from this list. And this is a NIFTY IT is not listed in F&O. Listed stocks. And we have HDFC AMC. It is a high liquidity daily supply zone. Next we have Lupin. This is a high liquidity supply zone. ONGC is not valid because it is a pierced zone. So that's it. We identified only 2 valid high liquidity supply zones, daily supply zones from this list. Okay, the next time frame is 125 minutes. Let us find the stocks near 125 minutes demand zone. 13 stocks are filtered. Next, for 125 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 125 minutes supply zone. 15 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is 75 minutes. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Let us find the stocks near 75 minutes demand zone. 12 stocks are filtered near to the 75 minutes demand zone. Let us identify the high liquidity 75 minutes demand zones from this list. First one is ABFRL is a high liquidity 75 minutes demand zone. And Kotak Bank is having a high liquidity 75 minutes demand zone. Next, SBI Life is a high liquidity zone. So that's it. We have identified 3 high liquidity 75 minutes demand zones from this list. Okay, next for 75 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 75 minutes supply zone. 7 stocks are filtered. Let's identify high liquidity zones from this list, supply zones. Oberoi Realty is having a high liquidity supply zone, 75 minute supply zone. Ramco Cement is having a high liquidity 75 minute supply zone. That means we have identified 2 high liquidity supply zones from this list. Stocks near supply zones, high liquidity supply zones. Okay, next time frame is 25 minutes. Let us find the stocks near 25 minutes demand zone. 7 stocks are filtered. Next, for 25 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 25 minutes supply zone. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Let us find the stocks near 15 minutes demand zone. 6 stocks are filtered. Some of these demand zones are pierced. You have to ignore them. If you want to know how many are having a ITF confluence, that is 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. This is ITF confluence because entry time frame is 15 minutes. We got only 2. In that one, first one is already pierced. We can't use. Okay. Next, for 15 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 15 minutes supply zone. 6 stocks are filtered. Now let's verify how many of these zones are having a ITF supply zone confluence. That means 15 minute supply zone confluence with 75 minute supply zone. So I'm enabling the filter. ITF Confluence. 4 stocks are filtered. In that third one is PVR Inox is pierced, you can't use. It's invalid zone. Okay, the next time frame is 5 minutes. Let us find the stocks near 5 minutes demand zone. 9 stocks are filtered. Now let's verify how many of these zones are having ITF confluence. That is 5 minutes demand zone confluence with 15 minutes demand zone. In the demand zone confluence, I am enabling the filter ITF confluence. Now let's verify. These 5 stocks, these 5 demand zones are having ITF confluence. In that second one is invalid because it is pierced. Okay, in the next for 5 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 5 minutes supply zone. 7 stocks are filtered. Okay, now let's verify how many of these stocks are having ITF supply zone confluence. That is 5 minutes supply zone confluence with 15 minutes supply zone confluence. Okay, here 5 minutes supply zone with 15 minutes supply zone confluence, filter is enabled. Let's verify. Only one stock is filtered, and this is also invalid because it is a pierced zone. Okay. Next reports are about NIFTY, BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. First, let's start with NIFTY, starting from monthly time frame, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones, and also look into the pierced column. If any of these zones are pierced zones are not valid. And also look into the LTF trend for the trend of the current time frame you have selected. I have selected monthly, so it is monthly trend. One time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame is HTF. That way you need to understand the rest of the reports. And also rest of the reports you need to pause the video. After study you have to proceed. Please remember these points. Okay, next time frame is weekly. I am generating weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay, the next time frame is daily, generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. The next time frame is 125 minutes. I am generating 125 minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next time frame is 75 minutes. So this is 75 minute supply demand zone chain. Next time frame is 25 minutes. So this is 25 minute supply demand zone chain. The next time frame is 15 minutes. So this is 15 minute supply demand zone chain. The next time frame is 5 minutes. This is 5 minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So this is about NIFTY supply demand zone chain for different time frames. Next, let us generate a supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. That is nothing but NIFTY Bank. Let's start with monthly time frame. So I am generating monthly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next time frame is weekly, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next time frame is a daily. So this is a daily supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next time frame is 125 minutes. So this is 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 75 minutes. So this is 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 25 minutes. So generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So next time frame 15 minutes. So 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. And the last time frame is 5 minutes. So Bank Nifty 5 minutes supply demand zone chain. So with this we have completed Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. Next we will start different income trades for bullish and bearish trade setups. That is monthly, weekly, daily and hourly income trades I am going to generate. First let's start with monthly income trade for monthly bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. So entry time frame daily, entry down demand zone in bullish or bearish trade setup. At daily, this is entry time frame, I am selecting bullish. So this daily demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at a daily time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count should be 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced. And zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score 12. For bullish or bearish trade setup, minimum odd enhancer score should be always 12. And all the three filters, pierced count, violated opposing zone, zone achievement, odd enhancer score, all are applied to daily demand zone. Now with these filters, let's generate the report. These are the first 18 stocks that are supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. So I am scrolling the list down. So total 23 stocks are filtered. All these 23 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. That is entry time frame, daily. Okay, now out of these 23, some of these stocks are having even more high probability. Let's find those stocks. So the first filter we are using ITF Confluence. That means daily zone should be overlapped with weekly zone. That is what Zone Confluence. One time higher time frame, lower time frame zone should be having confluence with higher time frame zone. So what I am going to do in the demand zone confluence, I am adding the filter daily demand zone confluence with weekly demand zone confluence. That is ITF confluence, LTF and ITF zone confluence. So 17 stocks are filtered. Out of 23, all these 17 stocks are having ITF zones, that is daily zone, LTF zones, that is the daily zones are having confluence with the weekly zone. That part of the weekly zone. Because daily zone is part of the weekly zone, and also weekly trend is an uptrend. ITF trend is a weekly trend. If any of these stocks are having EMA confluence, weekly EMA confluence, it is a high probability setup. Why weekly EMA confluence? Because the daily zone is part of the weekly zone. That's why we are looking for weekly EMA confluence for weekly zone. So I am going back in the EMA confluence parameter. In weekly time frame, I am looking for weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. Weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. So I enabled the filter. Let's verify. Now the list is come down to 12. So from 23, the list is come down to 17. From 17, now the list is come down to 12. In all the 12 stocks, they are supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, and also the daily zones, entry time frame zones are part of the weekly zones, and also the weekly trend is up, and now weekly EMA is also having a confluence, weekly EMA confluence with weekly zones. Of course, the daily zones is also having confluence. That way we have to understand, because the daily zone is part of the weekly zone. It's a high probability setup. Okay, now let's look for the next set of reports in the bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. This time let us look for LTF, ITF and even HTF confluence. All the three zone confluence. That means daily zone should be part of the weekly, both daily and weekly together part of the monthly zone. So I have to remove this weekly EMA filter. I removed the EMA filter. Now in the demand zone confluence, LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. So daily and weekly demand zone confluence is already enabled. Now I am adding two more filters, daily demand zone confluence with monthly demand zone, and also weekly demand zone confluence with monthly demand zone. I am enabled the filters. Now let's verify. These 5 stocks are filtered. In all these 5 stocks, daily zone is part of weekly, and daily and weekly together part of the monthly zone. And in all the 5 stocks, monthly trend is uptrend. If any of these are having stocks monthly demand zone with monthly EMA confluence, that is even more high probability setup. So let's verify. So in the EMA confluence, monthly time frame, I am looking for monthly demand zone with monthly EMA confluence. I enable the filter. Let's verify. Out of 4 stocks are having monthly EMA confluence, and also monthly trend is up, and a daily and weekly together part of the monthly zone. So that way we can consider these are the high probability setups. Okay, next let us look for bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. So entry time frame daily, entry zone should be supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup, daily time frame I am selecting bearish, and a daily supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at a daily time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score is 12. All the 3 filters are applied to daily supply zone. Let's verify. So no stocks are filtered. That means we don't have any stocks that are supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Okay, next let us look for bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. So weekly income trade entry time frame is 75 minutes. Entry zone should be demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes time frame, I am selecting bullish, and 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, the minimum value should be 0, maximum value should be 0. And zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 75 minutes demand zone. Now 13 stocks are filtered. All these 13 stocks are currently supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. That is entry time frame 75 minutes. And out of these 13, some of the stocks might be having even more high probability. So to find those stocks, let us look for ITF confluence. The zones that are supporting ITF confluence, that means 75 minutes demand zone should be having confluence with daily demand zone. That means 75 minutes demand zone is part of the daily demand zone. So to verify that, in the demand zone confluence, I am enabling the filter 75 minutes demand zone confluence with daily demand zone. So filter is enabled. Let's verify. Now 7 stocks are filtered. Out of 16, these 7 stocks are supporting high probability setups. Even within these 7 stocks, even more high probability setup stocks might be there. So to filter those stocks, let us look for EMA confluence, because 75-minute zone is part of the daily zone, and daily trend, that is ITF trend, is uptrend in all these stocks. And if they are having EMA confluence in the daily time frame, it is a high probability. Why in the daily time frame EMA confluence? Because 75-minute zone is part of the daily zone. That is the simple logic. So in the EMA confluence, in the daily time frame, daily demand zone might be having daily EMA confluence. So we want to identify those stocks. So I enable the filter daily demand zone with daily EMA confluence, because 75 minutes demand zone is part of the daily demand zone. So these three stocks are filtered. So they are supporting high probability setups, these zones, these demand zones. Okay. And we will also look for another combination, LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence. For that we need to remove this EMA filter. I removed it in the demand zone confluence. For LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, already one filter is enabled. 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone is already enabled. Now I am enabling two more filters, 75 minutes demand zone confluence with weekly demand zone, and also weekly demand zone confluence. Daily demand zone confluence with weekly demand zone. This is also I am enabling the filter. With all the three filters, let's verify. Now 6 stocks are filtered. All these 6 stocks, 75 minutes demand zone is part of the daily demand zone. Again, both together part of the weekly demand zone. And in all the 6 stocks, weekly trend is uptrend. So if weekly zones are having weekly EMA confluence among these 6 stocks, they are also high probability setup. So let's look for those weekly EMA confluence. In the EMA confluence weekly time frame, I am looking for weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. Let's verify. Out of 6, 5 stocks are filtered. All these 5 stocks are high probability setup, supported stocks. Okay, this is about a bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, let us look for bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. So entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes, I am selecting bearish. The 75-minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, minimum value I am setting 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd enhance score 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 75-minute supply zone. Let's verify. Only one stock is filtered. Currently that is supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. That is entry time frame 75 minutes. Okay, now let's verify if this is supporting any high probability setup. Let us check if this stock is having ITF confluence. In the supply zone confluence, the 75-minute supply zone with the daily supply zone filter I enabled. Very good. It is also supporting ITF confluence, so it is a high probability setup. Let me check because the ITF trend, that is a daily trend, is a downtrend, and 75-minute zone is already part of the daily zone. And if a daily EMA confluence the supply zone supports, it's a high probability setup, even more high probability setup. So in the EMA confluence, daily time frame, daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. This is a daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence filter. Very good. This is even supporting daily EMA confluence. Excellent. It's a high probability setup, this stock. And moreover, The supply zone is also a high liquidity zone. Okay, now let's verify whether this stock is having even HTF confluence. So removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, already daily supply zone, 75-minute supply zone with daily supply zone is already enabled. Two more filters, 75 minutes with weekly and also daily with weekly supply zone confluence we enabled. Let's verify. Oh, this is also having a LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. Already it is having a daily EMA confluence and ITF confluence, even HTF confluence. You need not verify weekly EMA confluence because the weekly trend is sideways. Sideways market, we don't verify EMA because EMA does not give any additional advantage. Okay, but daily EMA confluence is there because the daily trend is downtrend. So this is the bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Only one stock, but that is a high probability setup stock. Next, let us generate a bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Daily income trade entry time frame 15 minutes. Entry zone is a demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup, at 15 minutes time frame, I am selecting bullish. The 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. All the three filters are applied to 15 minutes supply zone. 15 minutes demand zone because this is bullish trade setup. Let's verify. We got 9 stocks. All these 9 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade. That is entry time frame 15 minutes. Now let's verify the high probability setups from this list. So for that, first filter could be ITF confluence. ITF demand zone, that is a 15 minutes demand zone confluence with 75 minutes demand zone. So I am enabling the filter 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. So all these 8 stocks. All these 8 stocks are having ITF confluence. Because 15 minute zone is part of the 75 minute zone and 75 minutes trend is up. If these 75 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence, they are high probability setups. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, because 15 minute zone is part of the 75 and the 75 minutes demand zone is having daily EMA confluence, they are high probability setups. These 3 stocks are having even daily EMA confluence, the demand zones. Okay, now let's look for the next combination LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. That means 15 minute zone is part of the 75 minute zone. Both 15 and 75 together again part of the daily zone. So I am removing the EMA filter. Now in the demand zone confluence, already we selected 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone. Now I am enabling the filters 15 minutes demand zone confluence with daily demand zone and also 75 minutes demand zone confluence with daily demand zone. With all the 3 filters, let's verify. We got 3 stocks. The first or second, the trend is HTF trend is up. HTF means daily trend. And if they are having daily EMA, it's a high probability because 15 minutes and 75 minute zones together is part of the daily zone. So that's why daily EMA confluence we have to verify. In the EMA confluence, daily time frame, if daily demand zone is having daily EMA confluence, it is a high probability setup. One stock is filtered, NIFTY Pharma. but unfortunately it is an indices not filtered in, not listed in F&O category. Okay, next let's look for a bearish trade setup for daily income trade, that is entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 15 minutes time frame, I am selecting bearish, and 15 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value is 0, maximum value is 0, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 15 minutes supply zone. We got 8 stocks are filtered. All these 8 stocks are currently supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade, that is entry time frame 15 minutes. And out of these 8 stocks, there could be some high probability setup supported stocks might be available. To filter, to identify those stocks, let's look for LTF and ITF supply zone confluence, because these are the supply zones, 15 minute supply zones. We are looking for supply zone confluence. So 15 minute supply zone confluence with daily supply zone. Sorry, I have to add 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone, because it is LTF and ITF confluence. So I enable the filter. Now let's verify. 6 stocks are filtered. All these 6 stocks, the 15 minute zones are part of the 75 minute zone. And 75 minutes trend is a downtrend. If any of these supply zones are having daily EMA confluence, not daily, that is a 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence, it's a high probability setup. Why 75 minute supply zone? Because 15 minute supply zone is part of the 75 minute supply zone. That's why we need to look for 75 minute supply zone EMA confluence, and trend is downtrend. So I am adding EMA confluence filter at 75 minutes time frame, 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Why not 75 minutes EMA confluence? Because daily is the last for verifying the, you can look for monthly, you can look for weekly, but below daily the effectiveness is not good. If daily is there, it's a good combination. Very good. 3 stocks are filtered. All these 3 stocks are having 75 minute supply zones, are having daily EMA confluence. Okay, next high probability setup, let us look for LTF, ITF and HTF confluence. For LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, we have to remove this EMA filter. Removed it. Now in the supply zone confluence, already we enabled 15 minute supply zone with 75. For HTF confluence, we need to look for 2 more filters, 15 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence, and also 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF confluence stocks are filtered. 4 stocks are filtered. In 2 stocks are having a downtrend and daily time frame, because 15 minute zone is part of 75, both together again part of the daily zone. That is what? LTF, HTF, ITF confluence. And if these first and third, first anyway indices, if the third one is filtered with daily EMA confluence, it's a high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at a daily time frame, because 15 minutes, 75 minute zones are part of the daily zone. And is the daily means higher time frame zone, is having daily supply zone confluence. Daily supply zone is having daily EMA confluence. This is EMA confluence. 2 stocks, Nestle is there? Yes. Perfect. This is a high probability setup. Second stock. First one is we can ignore, because anyway it is supporting bearish trade setup. EMA does not add any additional advantage, but already it is having LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. That way it is a good stock. Moreover, it is a high liquidity supply zone. Among these 2, second one is even more powerful. because it is having daily EMA confluence. And moreover, 15-minute zone is part of 75-minute zone, both together again part of the daily zone. And daily trend is downtrend. And also the supply zone is having EMA confluence, daily EMA confluence. So that's why second one is high probability setup. First one is also high probability, but compared to first one, second one is even more powerful. This is the way you should understand how probability improves. Okay, this is about a bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, let us look for bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame 5 minutes. Entry zone should be demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 5 minutes time frame, I am selecting bullish. The 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 5 minutes time frame, minimum value is 0, maximum value is 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum order enhanced score 12. All the three filters are applied to 5 minutes demand zone. That's verified. We got 8 stocks. All these 8 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for hourly income trade, that is entry time frame 5 minutes. Okay, we need to look for the stocks that supports high probability within these 8 stocks. That's why let us look for the filter LTF and ITF confluence, demand zone confluence. That is 5 minutes demand zone confluence with 15 minutes demand zone. 15 minutes is LTF. So I am enabling the filter 5 minutes demand zone with 15 minutes demand zone confluence. Now let's verify. Now 5 stocks are filtered. These 5 stocks are having a high probability compared to the remaining stocks, because 5 minutes demand zone is part of the 15 minutes demand zone. And the 15 minutes is ITF, they are uptrend. If any of these stocks are having daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability. Already these are the 5 are high probability. If EMA confluence is there, that is even more powerful. So in the EMA confluence at 15 minutes time frame, because 5 minute zone is part of 15 minute zone. And are they having a daily EMA confluence? The 15 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. Oh, one stock is filtered. So this demand zone is a high probability setup. Okay, next let us look for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. So removing the EMA filter. Now in the demand zone confluence, already one filter is enabled, so 2 more filters we need to add. 5 minutes with 15 minutes is already enabled. Now I am enabling 5 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence filter, and also 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence filter. They are all enabled with LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. We got 3 stocks. In all the 3 stocks, the HTF trend is sideways. Sideways EMA confluence does not add any additional advantage, so we don't need to verify EMA confluence. They are LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. Okay, this is about bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. The next report, bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame 5 minutes. Entry zone is supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 5 minutes time frame, I am selecting bearish. This 5 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 5 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement is VOZ. Minimum order enhanced score is 12. And all the 3 filters are applied to 5 minute supply zone. So 9 stocks are filtered. All these 9 stocks are currently supporting bearish trade setup for hourly income trade, entry time frame 5 minutes. Among these 9, high probability supported stocks might be available, so we need to verify. So first filter LTF with ITF confluence, supply zone confluence. That is 5-minute supply zone confluence with 15-minute supply zone. So we have to enable this filter, 5-minute supply zone with 15-minute supply zone confluence. Now let's verify. Now 8 stocks. All these 8 stocks are having ITF confluence. That means 5-minute zones are part of the 15 minutes supply zone. And because the 15-minute supply zone trend is a downtrend for all these stocks, if any of these 15 minutes supply zones are having daily EMA confluence, that is even more high probability setup. So let's verify. In the EMA confluence, 15 minutes time frame, 15 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Oh, 2 stocks are filtered. So these supply zones are high probability setups. Okay, next let us look for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. First I need to remove this EMA filter, removed it. So in the supply zone confluence, already 5-minute supply zone with 15-minute supply zone filter is enabled. This is yes. Next 2 more filters, 5-minute supply zone with 75-minute supply zone and a 15-minute supply zone with 75-minute supply zone confluence filters are enabled. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, we got 4 stocks. Among these 4 stocks, HTF time frame, that is 75 minutes time frame, 3 stocks are having downtrend. So among these 3, if any of them are having a daily EMA confluence, they are also high probability setups. This is already high probability, but even more high probability if EMA confluence is there. For the stocks having higher time frame trend, downtrend, that is 75 minutes time frame, looking for 75 minutes supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Why 75 minutes supply zone? Because 5 minutes part of this 15 minute zone, both together again part of the 75 minute zone. That's why we are looking for 75 minutes EMA confluence. 75 minute supply zone having daily EMA confluence. 2 stocks are filtered. First one is a high probability setup. Second one, trend is sideways. You need not look for, this is already high probability because it is having LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. But compare it to the second one, first one is a high probability because the trend is down. Sideways trend, EMA confluence does not add any additional advantage, even though it is having EMA confluence. Okay. This is about a bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. With this, we have completed all the income trades. And in the last report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. So all these are all ATR values. What I do, I keep on scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, there you please pause the video. Okay, I'm scrolling the list down. So this is the complete list and end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.